In a world obsessed with making the perfect choice, could the real power lie in simply choosing anything and moving forward? Buridan, a 14th century philosopher, believed that overthinking could paralyze even the most rational mind, leaving us stuck watching opportunities slip away. By the end of this video, you'll understand why hesitation could be costing you everything, and how learning to choose boldly, even when you're unsure, might be the key to unlocking the life you want. To start, let's imagine a donkey standing at an equal distance between a pile of hay and a pail of water. It is equally starved as it is thirsty, but because both options seem equally good, it hesitates, unable to decide which to choose, and so it stands there, deliberating on which choice to make until finally it collapses from hunger and dehydration, not having chosen at all. Now, this may sound ridiculous, but this famous philosophical trap is called Buridan's ass, and it mirrors a very real struggle: indecision. Every day we face choices that shape our lives. What career to pursue, whether to take the risk, even small things like what to say in an important conversation. The smallest decisions are the ones that showcase you have a problem, like when you can't even decide whether to get a burger or a chicken wrap in a fast food restaurant and a long line of customers has formed behind you. When we hesitate too long, we get stuck. Just like that donkey, we starve ourselves of opportunity, success, and progress, and replace it with stress, anxiety, and overthinking. This Buridan's ass paradox is named after Jean Buridan himself, a French philosopher known for his work on free will and moral determinism. While it isn't clear if he invented the paradox itself, his deep exploration of how reason affects human action made it forever linked to his name. Buridan was a forward thinker of his time. He challenged traditional beliefs by emphasizing that human actions are guided by rational choice. He believed that while reason is our greatest tool, it can also become our greatest enemy when overused. His work was influential because it questioned the blind reliance on divine intervention, emphasizing that we are responsible for our choices, even when reason destroys us. And if you think you aren't affected by this old philosophical concept, then you thought wrong, because even one of the most famous superheroes of all time fell victim to it. If you've watched Spiderman: No Way Home, you'll remember the moment when Peter Parker begged Dr. Strange to erase everyone's memory of his secret identity. This was his one shot to fix his life. But in that moment, the weight of his choices hit him. Losing his anonymity had wrecked his life and his friends were suffering, but fear crept in. What about MJ? What about Ned? What if Aunt May forgets too? What if he could make it perfect? What if he could erase the right memories but keep the good ones? At first it was a tweak, and then another, then another. Maybe just this one exception? Wait, one more. By the time he realized what was happening, the damage was done. The spell collapsed, the multiverse cracked open. Villains from other dimensions flooded into his world. Worst of all, Aunt May lost her life, and even his true identity was erased. All because Peter couldn't decide. Now, this might have seemed like just another superhero plot that could have easily been avoided, but the truth is, Peter Parker's mistake is something we all do. Maybe we're not opening up rifts in the space-time continuum, but we overthink, we hesitate, and we get stuck between choices until we do nothing. Maybe you've had this side hustle idea in your head for months, even years. You've sketched out plans, debated over the perfect name, but you keep waiting for the right time. Then one day, you scroll through your feed and there it is. Someone else launched it. Same concept, same market, except they did it. And now they're thriving. Well, you're still sitting there, wondering, what if? That is the Buridan's ass trap in action. Or maybe you're picking up a college major. You like psychology, but you also like business. You keep debating, researching, second-guessing, waiting for some magical moment of clarity. Meanwhile, time passes, deadlines approach, and instead of choosing, you push the decision another year. Before you know it, you're watching your friends move forward while you're still standing at the crossroads waiting for the perfect answer to fall from the sky. The hard truth is, there's no perfect answer. The donkey in the paradox didn't need to know the best option, it just needed to pick one. Buridan himself would likely argue that while reason is important, action is what truly shapes our lives. And while you won't literally starve, every moment spent trapped in overthinking is a moment wasted. When we try to make the perfect choice, we forget that perfection is an illusion. The same way Peter Parker's constant second-guessing messed up an already complex spell, our own hesitation can make complex situations even messier. 1 foot in, 1 foot out is the quickest way to go nowhere. Just like the donkey, we stand frozen between choices hoping for some invisible force to push us one way or the other, but that push never comes. Because in life, no one is coming to make your choices for you. So what could be the cause of this indecision? Well, modern science has an answer and it's not pretty. Studies show that when we are given too many choices, we become overwhelmed and struggle to make a decision at all. This is called the paradox of choice, a concept studied by psychologist Barry Schwartz. He found that we often feel less satisfied with our choice when we have too many options because we constantly wonder if we picked the best one. To put it into perspective, have you ever bought something like a new phone and then spent days second-guessing whether you should have picked something else? That's a decision overload, and it doesn't only apply to shopping. It affects everything from relationships to careers to daily habits. Another study by social psychologist Roy Baumeister revealed that making too many decisions in a day actually drains your mental energy. This is called decision fatigue. Baumeister's research showed that as people make choices throughout the day, their ability to make effective decisions deteriorates. He found that people experiencing decision fatigue are more likely to make impulsive choices or avoid making decisions altogether. In one notable experiment, participants who had to make repeated choices showed reduced self-control and were more likely to give in to temptations like unhealthy snacks or skipping important tasks. This highlights that our willpower is finite, and every decision, big or small, chips away at it. Now let's address why you're really here. How do we stop from being paralyzed by overthinking and fear? You don't find the right path by standing still. You create it by walking. First, set a deadline for decisions. The longer you allow yourself to hesitate, the harder it becomes to choose. If a decision isn't life or death, give yourself a strict timeline, 5 minutes for small choices, 24 hours for bigger ones. If you keep delaying, remind yourself, he who hesitates is lost, which is a modern adaptation of the line from Joseph Addison's 1712 play Cato, a Tragedy, in which Roman Senator Cato the Younger's daughter, Marcia, exclaims, "The woman who deliberates is lost," meaning success comes from action. Those who delay may not succeed. If you spend less time on tiny decisions, you have more energy for real decisions. For example, you spent only 2 minutes looking at a menu at a nice restaurant and decided to get the pasta over the steak. It turned out to be quite disappointing, but it just means that next time you'll be getting the steak instead. If you make life simpler, decisions become easier. Second, limit your options. The trick is to narrow down your choices early. In order to do this, you have to decide what your main goals are first, starting with the basics. For example, if you're looking for a new job, what is more important to your goals? Is the commute distance more important than a few extra dollars per hour? Or is having more time with family the ultimate goal? Knowing this will eliminate jobs within an hour or more commute. If you don't know your true goals, then you will forever be paralyzed by indecision. Next, accept that no decision will ever be perfect. Even the right choice will come with flaws. What matters is momentum. A wrong decision still moves you forward, but no decision leaves you suspended in midair, only waiting for the drop. Finally, you find yourself asking, what's the worst that can happen? Well, this is normal. Making a life-changing decision is easier said than done, but instead, let's reframe and shift your mindset to, if the worst happens, how can I fix it? Let's say you take that lower-paying job because it offers a shorter commute and more time with family. only to discover you're constantly working overtime and missing family time anyway. Maybe you can still apply for that other job, maybe not immediately, but maybe this experience reveals that you're in the wrong career altogether. Or perhaps it leads you to a better opportunity down the line. Nothing is forever, except the decisions you never made. Or perhaps you went the other way. You took the higher paying job knowing the long commute would be tough. Now, after months of waking up extra early, sitting in traffic for hours, missing family time and sleep, you regret choosing money. But here's the thing, you couldn't have known the reality until you lived it. And just because it didn't work out perfectly doesn't mean you're stuck. You're only stuck if you decide to give up. Indecision was fatal for that donkey, and it can be for you too. But what if it all works out? What if you chose family time over a few extra dollars and a few months later you're promoted? Now you're earning more and you're close to home. Every choice is a leap into the unknown, but standing still is the only way to guarantee you'll go nowhere. Peter Parker hesitated, and it cost him his entire world. The donkey hesitated, and it starved to death. But you don't have to make the same mistake. Because in the end, the only wrong choice is no choice at all. Are you stuck in indecision? Are you scared to take that leap? Well, I hope this video helped you to overcome your fears and finally take a risk. If you enjoyed our journey into philosophy, don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.